Well, the Pentagon says that the military has just transported 11 Yemeni Guantánamo Bay detainees back to the Middle East. The mission is part of President Biden's longtime effort to shut the prison down, dating back to the Obama administration. CBS News Pentagon reporter Ellie Watson has the latest details and is joining us now from Guantánamo Bay, Cuba. Ellie, explain what played into the decision to release these detainees, and what are the terms of the releases?
Right, so 11 detainees originally from Yemen were transferred to the government of Oman late Sunday into Monday. These are 11 men who have never been charged with crimes, have been held for more than about 2 decades, and in many cases a review process found that many of them were transferred or were eligible for transfer, did not pose a threat to national security years ago. And now the government of Oman has decided to accept them, will help resettle them into a new life. In the past, the U.S. has asked the government of Oman not to let these detainees travel out of the country for around 2 years after they arrive. This is just the latest transfer the Biden administration has made in the past month, and is part of, as you said, the Biden administration's effort to dwindle down the population here so it can eventually close the facility. With these 11 men gone, there are now just 15 men at the prison facility, which is the smallest number in the population since the prison began in 2002, and that at its height had around 800 prisoners.
So one of the detainees that's still at Gitmo is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Of course, he's accused of being a co-conspirator of the 9/11 attacks. Tell us more about how the guilty plea hearing unfolded this week.
Yeah, so KSM, the alleged mastermind behind 9/11, is scheduled to plead guilty on Friday in court here at Guantanamo. He's expected to plead guilty as part of a plea agreement that would have him plead guilty to his role in 9/11 in exchange for taking the death penalty off the table. He would plead first, and then 2 other co-defendants who have also struck deals would plead potentially the following week. Now, this is the agreement that was struck, if you remember, over the summer, last summer, that shortly afterwards, Defense Secretary Austin tried to revoke. The judge said he could not do that. The Defense Department appealed that decision and was rejected by a military appeals court. We're kind of in limbo here because the Pentagon said as recently as last week that it is exploring its options and whether to appeal to a higher court, the D.C. Circuit Court, but so far has not done so. So as of now, we're going forward on Friday with an expected guilty plea from the alleged mastermind of 9/11 more than 20 years later.
All right, Ellie Watson for us this morning. Thank you, Ellie.